Okay, we're going to look at fractional equations, equations that have fractions in them, and let's figure out how to do that. So you've got a thing here, say this is a pretty simple one. You got 3x over 2 minus 7 equals 5. Well, there's different ways of doing these things, but if you see an equation with variables and fractions, one way you can do it, one thing you can do, is you can get rid of that fraction just by multiplying by the denominator. Whatever is in the denominator, you just multiply everything on both sides by. So let's try that. We're going to take 3x over 2 minus 7 and multiply it by 2. And we're going to take 5 and multiply it by 2. Well, let's see here. 5 times 2 will give me 10 on the right-hand side. Now what this is 2 times 3x divided by 2, 3x over 2. Well, the way that you can do is you can go 2 divided by 2, that equals 1. And 1 times 3x is 3x. So that's how you simplify when you're multiplying by a fraction like that. Just go 2 divided by 2. That gives you your 1, and you get 3x. But this 2 gets multiplied by negative 7. That's minus 14. Now we'd add 14 to both sides. We get 3x equals 24. Then we divide both sides by 3. And we'd get x equals 24 divided by 3 is 8. So just by multiplying by that denominator turns it into an easy two-step question. Let's look at another one that's a little bit harder. What if you had three numbers, 3, 4, and 6? X over 3, x over 4, x over 3 equals 18. What you have to do is you multiply by what's in the denominators. But you pick the number, the smallest number that 3, 4, and 6 will go into. We've learned how to find the least common multiple, the smallest number that 3 and 4 and 6 go into. But we're not going to do that right now. But the number turns out to be 12 is the smallest number that 3, 4, and 6 will divide into. And what you do is you multiply both sides of the equation by 12. Well, 18 times 12 is 216. But when you multiply by 12 here, watch this. This is what you do. You go 12. This is really a dividing line. 12 divided by 3. Well, that equals 4. So that whole fraction just turns into 4x. And 12 divided by 4, you're multiplying, but you're going 12 times x divided by 4. You can go 12 divided by 4. That gives you the 3x. And then the last one, 12 divided by 6, gives you 2x there. So all of a sudden, all three fractions turn into a simple 4x plus 3x plus 2x. Those are like terms. That's 9x. If we divide both sides by 9, 9x divided by 9 is x. And 216 divided by 9 turns out to be 24. So the fraction line is really about division. So once you've got the least common multiple, you multiply, but you actually divide by that bottom, 12 divided by 3, like that. And that's a really important trick. And we've got 10 fractional equations. They're not hard, but you can always multiply by that denominator. Or if there's two numbers, you multiply by the least common multiple. So they're pretty straightforward questions, but hopefully you'll be able to do them. Okay.